Hi, dancers. Today we're going to be doing a live 30-minute quick ballet workout. We're going to focus on turnout, extensions, and core activation. And this is just a little bit of a sample for everybody on what the Veronica K platform is really like. And those of you who are watching on Instagram right now, if you prefer a wider experience, you can hop on over to my YouTube channel, back training on a bigger screen on your YouTube. Want to remind everybody before we get started that right now the Black Friday sales are going on. So there's up to $100 in savings on my platform, including $50 off your memberships, discounts on privates, professional makeup products, as well as the online live group trainings that you'll be able to get feedback on. So let's get started. Today, we are going to need the following items for our routine. I have a 5-pound dumbbell, but you can easily get away with something that's a little lighter, not a required 5-pound weight. You're also going to need a resistance band and a yoga block or just some kind of squishy block to stand on. So we'll set these items off to the side and we're going to start with our warm-up. So the first warm up we're going to do is just setting our alignment correctly and making sure that we understand how to truly stack our key points. Because a lot of times, if things like our rib cage is flaring, our neck is pulled back, our hips are not in the correct position, this derails our access to activating proper turnout, to getting our extensions higher, to staying balanced and over our leg. These are all things that are very much affected by alignment. So the first thing I want you to do is, if you're somebody who you kind of tend to lift up in the rib cage and extend through this thoracic area of your spine, place your hands on your ribs and we're going to just gently kind of press and close the rib cage while pulling the chin in and bringing our ear over our shoulder. So we're going to just hold here, pressing the rib cage in, bringing the spine into neutral up top, and holding a turned out position and then balancing the pelvis. So if your turnout's coming from your ankles, you're really not going to be able to balance your pelvis here. So make sure that the hip is doing the rotation. You can stand in first or second. Find your pelvis right in the middle. Close the ribs. Ear is right over the shoulder, over the ribs, over the hips. And then just hold. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Really think here. Exhale. Activate through. And 5, 6, 7, 8. Last 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Relax. We're going to start moving more, and we're going to go into toy soldiers. So toy soldiers are simply a flexed foot bot mod going up, and we're going cross body to get those different lines of movement activated. So it's not just straight in front of you. We are kind of going on the diagonal and rotating opposite arm across leg. So this is the version that I do, so that you're getting more of the spiral line of your movement activated, as well as the flexors and lengthening through the extensors. Ready? And kicking 1. Doesn't have to be high. More about alignment and activation here. 6, 7, 8. Second 8. And 2. And 3. And 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. Third 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fourth 8. We have 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Okay, we're going to articulate and roll through our spine one vertebrae at a time, starting with the head going down, rolling all the way down to the floor. Drop the hands. Plie. Stretch out your rise up. Demi point here. Drop the heels. Plie again and roll up nice and slow through the spine. Roll the shoulders back, little press, and down. Starting at the head again, rolling down, belly button to spine, and drop down to the floor, plie, and stretch, little press, and down. Bend the knees again, drop the tailbone first, roll up through the spine, and up, and down. Last time rolling down, and plie, and stretch, releve, and down, plie, and drop, and rolling all the way up, and relax. Just give yourself a little shrug in the shoulders, incline the head side to side. We don't want to do neck rotations. Rotational movements only happen at ball and socket joints, and the neck is not that. So we do side bending. We do rotation this way, not head circles. Rotation side to side. That is a movement that the neck does, not a circle around and nodding up and down. Good. Go ahead and shake it out. We are going to move on to our next section here. And I'm just going to make sure we don't have any comments or anything. All right, good. If anybody has any questions, I will periodically go over and check, make sure that there's nothing popping up on the chats or popping up on Instagram to see if everybody is doing okay. All right, so we're going to make our way down to the floor, and you're going to do a dead bug with a variation of adding the resistance band cross body. So it's not a traditional dead bug. This is my variation on it today. We're going to loop the band around the forefoot here on the arch and tie it. And then we're going to take our dead bug position where both legs are up. The hand is going to have it, this is opposite. So you're having that cross diagonal force here. And you're going to extend the arm and leg back while pulling this one up. This arm is going to hover behind your head. And then you're going to slowly recoil and come back in. The goal here is we do not want our back to pop off the floor. Otherwise, we're putting a lot of pressure on our lumbar discs. And anybody who's got degeneration in their spines or a prerequisite of back problems, this is going to make it worse. So you have to make sure that your core is engaged. And if bringing your legs up this high is uncomfortable for you or it's not an option, put your one leg down and lower the leg so that you're working in ranges that are safe, comfortable, and effective for your personal anatomy. So only bring yourself to this position and reaching away from your body if you're able to keep that spine down on the floor. We're going to do 10 on each side. Get that core firing today and the posture in neutral. Ready? 6, 7, 8. We go 1 and in. Exhale 2 and in. 3 and in. 4 and in. 5 and in. 6 and in. 7 and in. 8 and in. 9. One more. 10. Good. Go ahead and switch the band to the other foot. And we're going to switch the arm. Same thing here. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. We extend in 1 and up. 2 and up. 3 and up. 4 and up. 5 and up. 6 and up. 7 and up. 8 and up. 9 and 10. Good job. All right, take this off. And next, we're going to take this block, and you can do this with a block, you can do it with a pillow. There are a lot of different things that you can do this with. However, today I'm going to be using this block, and we're going to do a forearm plank, and we're going to bring the block between our thighs for a little extra adductor, that inner thigh activation that's so important for holding our posture, alignment, extensions, and turnouts. So you're going to come into a plank position, squeeze the block, and legs right behind you. Bring the hips down, trying to line ourselves up in that optimal posture. And let's hold and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep squeezing. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. All right. Now, this is a tall kneeling drill that's going to challenge your balance, your alignment, and just being able to hold your core and have that opposition with the weight. So, if you have sensitive knees, you're more than welcome to roll up a towel or get a yoga mat and kneel down on that. I often recommend that. When we're doing this, we're going to keep that back toe tucked. This is going to challenge our balance more. Watch that back foot though, because if you have supination or pronation issues, you're going to tend to roll in or out and compensate so that your body tries to stay in alignment. We're taking this dumbbell or your water bottle or whatever you've got here, can of soup, and you're going to drive it up in opposition and come back down. So the opposite knee is front, opposite side has the weight, and you're driving it up and come back down, feeling the core being held here, lining up key points and trying to hold this position. Ready? 6, 7, 8. We go 1 and down, 2 and down, 3 and down, 4 and down, 5 and down, 6 and down. 2 more, 7 and down, and 8 and down. Good. Switch sides. Switching arms. Ready? 6, 7, 8. We have 1 and down. Exhale as it punches up. 2. It'll help you activate your core. 3 and down. 4 and down. 5 and down. 6 and down. 7 and down. And 8 and down. Relax. All right. Get a drink if you need to. Now, the next exercise, you might want to use a bar, or you can use a chair, a wall, something to keep you stabilized so that you're not compensating. But we're going to talk about the first thing that I like to start with whenever I have somebody begin training their extensions. And the hip flexor plays a huge role in being able to extend front and side. And then when it is extending back, when your leg's extending back, the hip flexor is lengthening, right? So this exercise, this first one is for the actual activation, the stabilization of the hip flexor. And we are going to be in this tall kneel position again. Toes are tucked in the back. I've got this here for the comfort of my knee. It's not necessary. If you don't want it there, you can have a mat, towel, whatever is comfortable for you. The goal here is that we're keeping the knee as close to the body as possible. We're not reaching it away, because otherwise then we start to change other things in our body. We're going to exhale and bring the knee as close to our body as possible, and then bring it down. This is, again, the first thing that I'm going to start working on with you. If you're coming to me and saying, I'm having problems with my extensions, where can I start? This is where we start. So we're trying to activate the hip flexor as close to the body as possible, and then come back down. I'm doing a heel tap down, not pressing through my foot, because I'm not trying to get the plantar flexors to do the work and push off. I want you to really feel that isolation in the hip and the core. So that's where we're going to feel it. And I don't want you to forget about that standing side, because if you do lean in and you're doing this, you're like this, guess how your extensions are going to look? When you go to the bar and you extend, you're going to do that too. So we have to be mindful of our standing legs staying active. The gluteus medius stays active. Hold high. Standing hip. Active. Level pelvis. Ready? 6, 7, 8. We exhale. 1 and down. And 2 and down. And 3 and down. 4 and down. 5 and down. 6 and down. 7 and down. And 8. Let's switch. Do the other side. Ready? 6, 7, 8. We have 1 and down. And 2 and down. No change here. 3 and down. Big exhale. 4 and down. 5 and down. 6 and down. 7 and down. Last one, 8 and down. Now we're going to do the same exact thing, but we're going to take it to second. Now notice I'm in my true second. So I'm not trying to take it all the way out to my side where it's like, oh yeah, you have to be flat here, because a lot of us are not going to be able to do that. We're going to pitch forward. We're going to lean in. We're going to do something to counter the fact that our hip actually doesn't truly rotate that far. So when you do this, it has to be in your true rotation. So find your true rotation first. And then when you lift up, again, it's not pushing with the toes and lifting. You're going heels here and you're lifting up, driving the knee towards the armpit, close as you can, and come back down. Ready? 6, 7, 8. 1 and down. 2 and down. 3. Exhale as you bring it up. 4 and down. 5 and down. 6 and down. 7 and down. 1 more. And 8 and down. Those are pretty hard. So I know you guys are doing great. Lift up. Center yourself over that leg. Ready? 6, 7, 8. We have 1 and down. 2 and down. 3 and down. 4 and down. 5 and down. 6 and down. 7 and down. 1 more, 8 and down. And if you're somebody who's like, wow, I really felt that in my standing side, not so much in my working side, that's totally normal. And I'm going to further tell you that if you are somebody who felt that, you probably might reflect and realize you're also the person who's kind of sitting in the hip a little bit at the bar. Maybe you get a lot of cueing to pull up. Maybe you're even falling out of your turns, kind of sideways, stepping into them, into a side. And maybe you also have problems with sickling. These are all things that kind of link together and are common problems of somebody who has gluteus medius or that lateral weakness. So just taking inventory on that and realizing maybe these are things that I need to work on a little bit more. All right, let's go ahead and switch exercises. We're going to move on to turnout next. So first, I'm going to start with an exercise that a lot of my students, they end up feeling pretty defeated after they do it because it's hard and it has to really train you to isolate those deep rotators. And a lot of us have been kind of not improperly conditioned, but our brains are focusing on the wrong part of our glute to activate. So sometimes I've heard teachers say, activate your glutes and turn out more. However, the glutes aren't what we want to think of focusing on first. It's those deep rotators that are underneath our glutes. If we focus solely on the glutes, and I'm standing here and I'm like, okay, I need to activate my glutes more. what happens is you hip thrust because the glutes are not only an external rotator, but they're a hip extensor. So that means they're going to extend. This is hip extension right here. If I'm thrusted forward, I'm in hip extension. This is flexion at the hip. So we don't want to have hip extension like this. That's not proper turnout, right? That's not alignment. Those key points are now broken. Our balance is going to be affected, and so many other things impaired by that. So we're going to isolate the deep rotator muscles. Those muscles are smaller than the glute and underneath. So they're harder to access. And a lot of us will realize as you do this, you might not have ever felt them truly turn on. And it's frustrating. But the more you do it, the pathway in your brain that says, hey, when I say turn out, this is what I want you to feel, that neural pathway gets cleared out. The road is clearer. You can do it easier. So the more you practice, it will happen. It will start to turn on, even if you can't make movement with this exercise. So you're going to put your leg on the yoga block. Your foot is going on the yoga block. Higher the yoga block, the harder. Your knee needs to come out from your hip at a 90-degree angle. So you're kind of creating a 90-degree angle here with the leg, right? This is the hard part. So you have to activate from underneath the hip without rolling, changing anything in the upper body or the lower body. The knee is what you focus on lifting. So I'm going to show you because it's hard for me to talk and demonstrate for this one at the same time. So you see how I'm lifting my knee, nothing changes in my ankle, and I'm not trying to rotate it beyond where my ankle is. I'm trying to lift it level and come down, level and come down. And you may not get any movement at first. All you may feel is that this is turning on. You may feel, oh, something's contracting back here, but my knee's not lifting up. That's okay. That's a very, very normal first place to start with this exercise. So we're going to do it 10 times on this side, 10 times on the other side, and then you can continue doing it on your own to establish that greater connection here. So ready? And lifting up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more, 10. And you can see I'm not doing anything crazy, not huge range of motion there either. Just trying to turn on things here. Okay, line yourself up on the other side. Get your alignment. And ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Relax. All right, we will take our resistance band next, and we are going to loop it around our thighs. We're going to take one leg at a time, and we are going to do a variation of a clam. So clams, typically, I see them given side lying, and then you do the open close. This is going to be in supine with hook lying legs, so hooked legs here. And spine is down on the floor. We're going to do one leg at a time and lift the heel, like you're presenting it, into a développé front, and then bring it back in. We'll do 4 counts out, 4 counts in. Ready? 6, 7, 8. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't roll the hips. 6, 7, 8. Pelvis is glued. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Open. 2, 3, 4. In. 6, 7, 8. Open. 2, 3, 4, in 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, in 6, 7, 8, open, 2, 3, 4, in 6, 7, 8, open, 2, 3, 4, and in 6, 7, 8. Good. Okay, let's take this band off. Now we're going to do one balance exercise just to end today's routine, and then we'll have some stretching. We're going to take a single leg balance here, hold neutral, and we're just going to do a weight pass between the water bottle or whatever you're holding. Ready? 6, 7, 8. We pass. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's hold it down. Hold and just press and press and press. All right, good. Other side. 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Little press here. 1 and 2 and 3. Good. All right, shake it out. Let's go ahead and make our way down to the floor for some cool down stretches, and that will be today's routine. All right, so let's go ahead and start. This is a hip opening mobilization. Feet are together and legs are out in a froggy position, but we're going to walk out and hold our core in neutral to be in a plank. So we're in an active plank, and then we're going to sit back and relax. Push forward, pull the pelvis down towards the floor, hold the active plank, and back, and forward, and hold, and back. And one more here, forward and hold the plank. Feel the opening in the hips, dropping the hips out to the side and holding the core neutral. Don't allow your back to out. Keep the core active. Good. Okay, walk yourself back in. And we're going to take a hip flexor lunge. And we're going to tuck the toes under in the back and then tuck the pelvis. Round the head and put your hands behind and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and press forward. Roll up through the neck. Scoop the arm up. Open, rotate. Hand behind your back. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Drop those hands down. You're going to lower yourself even a little lower here. And hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come up. And bend the knee in. And hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come out of it. Other side. Tuck the toes. And round through the top. Push forward just a little. And hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pressing forward. Rolling up. And arm scoops. Lift, lift, lift. And rotate behind your back and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lower it down. And hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come back up. And holding here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Go ahead and kick back down. We're going to lie on our backs. Leg is up. And you're going to spin it around like soup. So circular motion here, around a circle, flex the foot, 2, 3, 4, and bring it in and hold. Pump the ankle, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Bend the knee, cross it, press the knee out, and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you can, open and cross, open and cross, and open and cross, and open it all the way to the side. Take it all the way down, scoop it around, and bring it in. Other leg comes up. We're going to stir it like soup. 1, 2, 3, 4, and bring it in and pump the ankle. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and hold. Bend it in, push the knee out and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cross body and open. Cross body and open. Cross body and open, and extend to second position if you're able to. And then you're going to take it all the way down straight. My wall's in the way, so I'm going to just cut it in like that. And relax. Final stretch, we're going to lift the heels and just let gravity do its thing. Knees go down, back is flat, and opening in this butterfly position. And hold. Deep breaths here. And come out of it. Thank you, dancers, for joining. Remember, right now is our Black Friday sale going on until December 2nd. And you can take advantage of savings on instructor certification training, private lessons, makeup, professional makeup that's 25% off plus free shipping deals. The platform membership, which is $50 off, as well as enrollment for online live classes like this one. And those classes are starting in January. And in those classes, it's not like just watching a YouTube video like you're watching this replay. It is a process where I'm stopping, I'm giving corrections, and I'm demonstrating all in one so that you have that experience where you're getting some feedback. You have an idea of what you should do moving forward. It's not just you watching a video and then being subject to whatever thoughts pop up in your head on how you may feel like you're progressing, what you think you need to work on the most. It will actually give you some clarity and personalized guidance. So if you have any questions at all, email me at info@veronicakballet.com. Scroll down, grab those links for whatever membership option works best for you. And I hope to work with you soon. Thanks for joining me.